Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to another NGS cast from yours truly, Odd Thought. I will be your host tonight, and I am joined by my pal and teammate, Karama. Say hello to the world, Karama.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me again, Odd.
I love having you here. Thanks a lot for joining me. Tonight, we're looking at a Division E West matchup between two teams, one of them in the blue, Phoenix Rising Amethyst, versus the team in the red, Bull Moose Party. And if we look at the standings real quick for this division, whoops, that's not the standing screen. What the? I'll fix that. If we look at the standings, which I won't be able to do right now because it's broken. Bull Moose Party is currently in 6th, and Phoenix Rising Amethyst is in 7th. So, let's see. Bull Moose Party has 2 points on the season so far. Phoenix Rising Amethyst still looking for their first point. 2 points for Bull Moose Party. So, both teams having a bit of a slow start at the beginning of this season. And, yeah, we'll see which one really makes a statement and says, hey, we're ready to get started in earnest now after the early season jitters. Outside of that, I know you've done some looking into both of these teams, Karama, and I don't know if you had a couple of players that you might want to mention real quick as maybe key players on the night.
Absolutely. So I was looking into both teams, and a couple of things I think might be impactful on the game are the healers from both sides. First, for Phoenix Rising Amethyst, there is Little Barista, coming in at 9th for highest average healing in the division. They have played a bit of Deckard as well as Anduin, so it'll be interesting to see if they can get those picks that they want and how they will perform there. For the other side, for Bull Moose Party, they have Kizzo, who is the 3rd highest average healing in the league for Division E West. And he has played a little bit of a variety between Lucio, Brightwing, and Lily. So I think based on the stats that I've seen so far between the two teams, that this could come down to a contest and battle of the healers on how well they can protect their teams.
Awesome, really interesting stuff. Thanks, Karama. We'll look at the maps as well. So this is the situation during the setup. And it looks like our first map is going to be Infernal Shrines.
Infernal Shrine!
And here we go, actually. Bam. As the draft begins. Infernal Shrine. So I know you do drafting for our team. So what are your thoughts when this draft screen pops up?
So Infernal Shrines, I would be thinking about the shrine control over the objective phase. I think that camps and mercs are very important on this map as well to provide pressure in the lanes, either during objective or just for the added XP. So having a strong camp taker is very nice there as well.
Well said. Let's see what's banned out first. Gazlo, who can have an effect in those areas for sure. It's very strong. Not one of the heroes who was tweaked today in today's patch. Followed up by a Leoric ban. So doing a little bit of off-lane shaping, perhaps, these initial bans.
Looks like both teams so far have done their homework. So far against BMP, they have had the Gazlo banned out several times, and when it has not been banned out, they have chosen to pick it. So that could be
Contested.
A very targeted ban.
Yeah. Diablo, one of those heroes that did receive some changes. We won't see the effects of those changes in this game. Banned out, as well as Ana. I wonder if we'll see a Malfurion pick playing with the silence effect that Ana usually brings to a game.
I see that Deckard is still available. That could also be a contested pick here for Little Barista.
All right. First pick Sonya, though, high priority. She's been doing very well lately. And again, continued emphasis on that solo lane position. The response, Raynor and Mei.
I like the Mei pickup coming in from BMP. That is a tank that Phoenix Rising Amethyst has also shown. I think out of the tank pool, that Mei is the most contested between these two teams. So nice to see them pick that up early.
I am the destroyer.
Deathwing making an appearance. And Johanna. So we have a Johanna versus Mei. Is that a surprise to you from what you've seen?
No. It appears that Amethyst defaults over to the Johanna when Mei is not available for the most part. So that's actually pretty along the line. Sparhawk has also shown a bit of Deathwing this season, so it'll be interesting to see how he performs there.
Cool. Chromie receiving some changes today, but she's banned. Seems like both teams are wary of the heroes by default and or perhaps additionally because the changes add some more uncertainty on top of the normal levels of toxicity.
It is not a KTZ ban. They attempt to target Krizzo's Lucio. Fun note, KTZ has been banned against BMP every game so far this season, except for this one. Will they pick it here? We'll find out.
Not yet. Malthael and Brightwing. Brightwing bringing good heals and decent CC with Polymorph, transforming heroes into little critters. Not to mention AoE Cleanse. Could be helpful against a Johanna Engage. Deckard Cain.
Is the Deckard.
The wait is over.
Yes, and Cassia. And there's the KTZ. And this is the first time they've been able to get KTZ through a draft, eh?
Yes, that's correct. They have played 5 games so far between their first 2-round matches, and KTZ was banned all 5 times. We will see how much impact it can provide here.
Lucky us, we're the first ones to witness.
And
Toast
lucky for
Monster.
Deathwing, he does not have to worry about any of that CC.
The interactions should be quite interesting. All right, thoughts on the strengths of these drafts. Who are you leaning toward after that?
I think that the Wombo potential from both teams is pretty good. That Deathwing, I think, could be very impactful upon the game. Overall, though, I think Phoenix Rising Amethyst has a little bit better Shrine Control and Shrine Clear. I think they have really good zoning tools with Deathwing and Deckard. I think it might be hard for Bull Moose Party to get in there and actually get some value.
All right, do we want to introduce our blue team this evening?
All right, so on the side of the blue team, we have Deathwing played by Sparhawk. We have Sylvester Chung on the Cassia, Tom Ginn on Joanna, LDAP on Sonya, and Little Barista on Deckard.
10 seconds.
And over on the red side of your map, we have Toast Monster on the Kel'Thuzad, Mei, played by Iggy68, Krizzo playing Brightwing, Mass Assassin playing Raynor, and Winter Rose playing Malthael. Sorry, Karam, I know we had you do both teams last time. I just kind of went with it. My bad. Anyway, the game is on. Need to drink a little water here before we get into this in earnest. The potions are coming out, getting set up in the middle by Deckard. Out comes some of those initial shapes on the map. We have some circles and triangles being thrown out. Damage is pretty even to either side, wouldn't you say? In these opening blows.
Yes, I would agree. Once KTZ gets stacked, though, I think that burst potential from the side of BMP can be pretty scary.
Alright, 2 stacks so far for Kel'Thuzad. Both teams doing the rotation from mid to bot, but we have the solo laner, Winter Rose, doing more of a double soak approach, whereas Sonya's staying top. And we have the first siege camp of the game taken by the team in the red trunks, and they want to invade. Moving in, Sparhawk with that zoning that you were talking about.
I think they will struggle to invade early into the Deathwing.
They did delay the capture of that siege camp, though, for what that's worth.
Sonya being run down in the middle of the map. Gonna fall.
And first blood is secured as Sonya is blown up by Raynor, leaving Winter Rose alone in the top lane. And we have a camp invade, bruiser camp being taken by the members of the Bull Moose party. Meanwhile, pressure's continuing in the middle lane. Sparhawk is having to spend some time there to clear that camp. So macro, the early macro game seems to be in favor of the red team so far.
Looks like fairly standard talents coming in thus far as well. We see Exterminator for Raynor. It would have been interesting to see a trait build Raynor into the Deathwing. I know that does very well into Deathwing late game.
See if Sparhawk benefits from that choice later on. But we have a fight over this camp. Turns red. Tongan is getting rather low. Johanna, though, can just give herself a shield and walk away. KTZ is up to 9 stacks. No additional deaths. Brightwing's going to teleport in into Iggy 68 and heal May. And Phoenix Rising Amethyst is cleaning up the camp bot. Sparhawk's pretty low, down to 1/4 health, facing 2 members of the red team, and the upper right bruiser camp is turned red as the objective begins. You need to kill 40 of these little guys in order to secure the Punisher, and right now it's 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. As both teams are just up in that objective space. Out comes the Deckard root. There's a stun from Sparhawk. Johanna's low once again. Taking a lot of damage but not dying. Sylvester Chung, 110 health, is able to sneak away. And Kel'Thuzad will be the first one to go down in this protracted scuffle. Sparhawk will get the credit for that kill. Tomgin's been...
can be very powerful around this objective.
Yeah, we're seeing that right now. Oh, the slows. Red team just creeping around. Tomgin's been at 1/4 health for like 3 hours now. Staying in there, staying effective. And the Arcane Punisher is going to be marching from left to right down the middle lane as Phoenix Rising Amethyst wins the first objective. Only 2 members of their team are supporting. Sonya is top lane, getting soaked. 3 members of Phoenix Rising Amethyst are taking a siege camp. Iggy 68 doesn't like it. She's going to move in with a blizzard. May, that is.
Cassie is in trouble.
Indeed, Sylvester Chung down to 500 health for a little while there. But the kill is not secured. It's 1-1 in terms of deaths. Level 8 for the blue team, winning that race to 10 so far. And here's another camp invade from Bull Moose Party. Let's see if this one will work out for them. In comes Deathwing. Sparhawk not willing to give this up quite so easily. Deckard Cain root comes out, catches 2 members of Bull Moose Party. And Mouthiel's gonna get blown up, as well as Cassia. Blow for blow. It's gonna be 2 deaths, however, for Bull Moose Party to only 1 for Phoenix Rising Amethyst.
And That just shows that control of the zoning tools and the Deckard and the Deathwing that they have, as well as even just Sonya and her damage coming in. I think Amethyst has the edge on both the Shrine objective phase as well as camps in the early game until that damage comes online for Kel'Thuzad. I think BMP really needs to look more for the picks and then take advantage.
Malthael, do you think Malthael was expecting perhaps more effect from their percentage damage than what they got? They ended up dying during that fight.
It's possible. I still think that the red team has a tough time invading into the blue side's team comp, and I think that
right.
it may have just been a play they thought they could make because they were there as 5, but the blue team was able to come in and get there on time and successfully defend it.
Well said. Winter Rose is 1v3 in the middle lane for just a moment. Looks like they're going to rotate to top, where a siege or bruiser camp is going to have to be dealt with, as well as 2 members, now 3 members of the blue team, now 4. So we're seeing a lot of top lane emphasis in preparation for the next objective, which will be top in about 28 seconds.
They need to be careful here. The red teams have hit 10 and they're coming up. May could look for a snowball on the flank here.
It looks like she's positioning for just that kind of shenanigans, as the ultimates have been chosen by both teams. And there it is.
Cassie's going to get isolated.
And focused down. Excellent combo play there. Led off by Iggy68, followed up by their team. And now they can go ahead and start this objective without any bother from the other squad. But Phoenix Rising Amethyst is not going to go gently into that good night. They are moving to the right. They're going to take the right side bruiser camp. What do you think of that move?
I like this play from Amethyst. They realized that with that pick on Cassia, they weren't going to secure this objective. So they look to seek value elsewhere on the map.
Got Sonya finding value all the way down in bot lane. We have middle soak that's going to get picked up perhaps by Phoenix Rising Amethyst. Maybe not. And the objective is secured this time for the red team. It's going to be marching right to left this time. So back and forth.
I did like that push into the top fort by Amethyst earlier, but they just overstayed a little bit too long as the other team picked up 10. That led to the Cassia pick and what we're seeing now.
Yep, and Phoenix Rising Amethyst, even though they're on the defense right now, they did hit level 13 first. Those talents are going to be chosen as we speak. So it might visually look not too great for them, but in terms of XP, they're doing pretty well. It's a strange thing about this map, and one reason why I like it so much is that the objective isn't going to necessarily give one team all the cards, you know what I mean? Like, you can still do stuff, like you were saying, you can still find value elsewhere.
So when you managed to pick up that siege camp just in time before Malthael was able to step onto the point.
Close call. Crizzo and Toast Monster, well, almost the entire team now. Full Moose Party, secure siege camp. There's a May ultimate. That was nicely targeted. Put them right in that little elbow hallway down there. There's Blessed Shield catching 2 members of Bull Moose Party. Follow-up isn't quite there. Some nice initiative being taken though. KTZ is at 19 stacks. Watch out. Bottom camp was taken by Bull Moose Party. Sonya's the first one there to start cleaning that mess up. And we're kind of sharking between the mid and bottom lanes. Red team is about to hit 13, and then they'll probably want to be more aggressive. Maybe make something happen.
I would expect them to look for an engage before Amethyst gets to level 16.
Right, and here is a possibility. Blue team is very far forward.
There's a chain on the Cassia.
Yeah, some nice combo play. Cassia dying, having a rough time. Iggy 68 not letting little Barista walk away untouched.
That fight could have been much worse for Amethyst, though. Earlier we saw Iggy throw out the Avalanche in the mid lane when he almost got caught out. Had he had Avalanche up there for that flank bottom, that could have been a completely different fight in favor of the red team.
Good point. Sometimes it can be a win if you can get an ultimate used in a suboptimal moment, which blue team seem to have managed. Phoenix Rising Amethyst still in the lead to 16 despite that death. They're about a half level away. Out comes some more stones and fire from Deathwing. We're just kind of dancing around in the middle here. Dodge or parry, a little feint, looking for an opening. Meanwhile, Sonya's getting that macro going, continuing it.
Yes, very good job by the Sonya here. That camp will be pushing during this objective phase.
Winter Rose is setting up for that a little bit by pushing top lane forward ever so slightly. And we have the next objective up right now. The blue siege camp right next to the objective also spawned. I wonder if that will come into play at some point. As Phoenix Rising Amethyst have started their progression
first. I'd like to see the red team move in here. As they saw Sonya showing top, they could go for a quick pick.
And there's another great isolation into a blow-up. Cassia, yet again, the initial target. Raynor drops their ultimate. Sparhawk right in the middle of things, breathing fire. But will die for it. Kel'Thuzad also dying. Iggy 68's chasing Tomgan all the way back to their fort. And that was a 2-for-0, 2-for-1 I suppose, exchange between the two teams in favor of Bull Moose Party, and that allows them to sit on the point and capture the objective.
That was all set up by Bull Moose Party, recognizing Sonya was showing top and taking the quick engage as a 5-stack before the blue team could all be there.
Let's see what rewards they will reap from that. Certainly this fort will go down. If they can manage another kill or something, combo with the Punisher jump, they might be able to get even more. So far it's a 3-person defense from Phoenix Rising Amethyst. Kel'Thuzad was soaking top and is heading mid against Sonya. Seems like Bull Moose Party could really use them right now in this teamfight situation. Sparhawk having to withdraw with under 200 health on the dragon. Seems like some pretty decent value. They got all the way to the keep with that. Not bad. Especially without the help of Kel'Thuzad. Someone had to deal with Sonya though. She is doing a great job with macro. Bull Moose Party taking that siege camp. And probably their own. Iggy 68 is anchoring that vent and sure enough has to back up. Phoenix Rising Amethyst are feeling it. They're moving in. May's snowball not getting anybody this time. Some good combo play is going to result in May dying.
And a leap onto the back line hits 4 of the side of the red team.
So much CC right there. The Deckard root. It's going to result in Malthael going down. Toast Monster is so low, so is Mass Assassin. And that's going to be a 2-0 for Phoenix Rising Amethyst. I'm not sure who's going to take this game.
Off fort here and kill off that fort with this 2-man advantage, but it looks like they're electing to back up, clear waves, and just try to soak 20.
Yeah, they've done well to catch up on XP. They were behind not too long ago. Phoenix Rising Amethyst still winning that race to 20 though. They're just about to hit 19 as Sonya absorbs even more XP in the middle. We might have another fight though brewing. over this top fort. The next objective is top. Neither team has a well to use once the objective starts, but we have a root, we have Iron Skin being popped. Johanna's able to walk away from that bit of combo play.
Very
KTZ.
nicely done on the side of red there too with that combo.
Yeah, KTZ's fully stacked. Out comes the Blessed Shield. There's two members of the blue team caught in Iggy's snowball. Cassia once again the first one to go down. Cassia having a rough night. Deckard also dying. And Bull Moose Party are pushing onto the keep structure at this point. They might have Sparhawk. Yes, they get the dragon. Deathwing is no more for another minute. Do you take the keep wall here? What do you do here?
I would look to do one of two things, either siege the keep wall, or get this bruiser camp as they're doing and then siege the keep wall with that bruiser camp. They can set Melthiel back on the objective by himself, and with this man advantage, they could be prepping this lane for the objective by going through keep wall and actually putting damage on it.
Well, it looks like Iggy was uncomfortable with their mana level, so they went ahead and reset. And the rest of their team is going to work on the objective point. So I suppose they weren't quite feeling as courageous as what you were describing was possible there, perhaps. Just wanting to use the map. They want the map to help them. What's that?
They elected for the safer play, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's still in their favor right now.
For sure. And they are going to group up as 5, Iggy68 rejoining the team. This is a Mortar Punisher. Where would you rate the Mortar Punisher out of the 3 these days? It's probably the weakest.
Probably the weakest, I would say, yeah. Frozen obviously being the strongest of the 3.
Right. See if they get this keep. Seems pretty likely. May has to use her trait to heal up somewhat early in this exchange. Tomgan at half health, still trying to find some way in. Blessed Shield is available. The keep does go down. Sylvester Chung at half health. And the Punisher at half health, but it's now on core. That's going to be a dead Deathwing. Nice CC chain right there. It's going to result in a death Sonya. Or Johanna's dead. Raynor is dead. And this core is at half health.
I think Malthael should have just kept hitting the core, but it looks like it's going to work out for him anyway.
Oh, 3 kills.
He had moved off there, and looks like that may have not allowed them to end, but I think they're still going to close it out here.
Yeah, it was a valiant defense, but ultimately it's GG. Bull Moose Party winning game number 1 in this best of 3 series.
Some good play coming out of both teams there. I think some things to note are just the macro pressure that Phoenix Rising Amethyst did apply. Sonya doing a great job soaking 23,000 XP to the Malthael's 18,000. This has also been reflected in their stats so far this season, with Amethyst tending to take more of a macro style approach, whereas BMP likes to go in and team fight and secure those kills. I do think that the biggest impact here was that May into Kel'Thuzad blow up isolation style combo. Very impactful, very well coordinated, and well played.
Unlike my stream, which I'm having to correct in real time, so this is some exciting behind the scenes work that the audience is now privy to as I adjust the match summary screen to be more palatable. It wasn't even showing at first. And here I was, I thought I had the whole thing set up properly. I did make quite a few adjustments today, so that's what I get. We're almost there, fam.
Silver Jackal calling me out in chat, saying I'm a very bad co-caster.
Right, when I'm the one making all the errors. That's awesome. Well played, Silver Jackal. All right, I think that'll do for now. Yeah, for a good chunk of that game, I wasn't quite sure which way it was going to go. It was so back and forth, but there you have it. Brightwing with 81k healing, Deckard with 47k, 23k XP out of LDAP's Sonya. Malthael doing the work as well, 18k. Highest hero damage in the game going to Mass Assassin's Raynor, 51k. 5 kills, only 1 death. 43k is the highest hero damage total on the other side, going to Sparhawk's Deathwing, 3 kills and 3 deaths. Cassia, 1 kill and 5 deaths, having a rough time. Just wasn't their game this particular time around. Let's see what Sylvester Chung's able to pull out in game number 2.
It seemed like the Mei had a vendetta against the Cassia that game. Most of the Avalanches were onto the Cassia in that isolation, and what led to those kills, which is why we see 5 deaths.
Right, right. So the next lobby is up. And I just want to tell everyone real quick that if you love NGS and you're not a Patreon supporter, here's some information on how to become one, and we'll be back on the other side in just a moment. All right, and we're back. And it looks like for game number 2, we are heading to Volskaya Foundry. So let me get that set up. Let's see who's taking us there. First pick is going over to Phoenix Rising Amethyst, so that means it was chosen by Bull Moose Party. They chose the first map as well. So home field advantage working out for them so far. I wonder if we'll have a similar effect this time around.
We'll also get to see if they get rid of that Kalthazad. That was pretty scary in that first game.
Right, so perhaps some evidence as to why it's been banned forever and a day before tonight. Yeah, there's a pretty good combo. Even though Phoenix Rising Amethyst had Deathwing to ignore KTZ's CC, they did have the Malthael to bother Deathwing, so they couldn't just, you know, run roughshod over the red squad. Alright, let's go to Volskaya, shall we? Bull Moose Party taking game 1. They are in the lead 1-0 in this 3-game set. If they win game number 2, they will get 3 points on the evening, 1 point for each map, and a bonus point for domination. First ban, Gazlo once again. Meanwhile, Phoenix Rising Amethyst would like to win game 2, extend it to a 3rd game, maybe go for that reverse sweep that is oh so delicious. Deathwing, the respect ban.
Yeah, so we see a little bit of adjustment here going into game 2 with that Deathwing ban. I do like that ban here into the side of Amethyst, as well as the Gazlo ban again. Point control map, Deathwing very strong, obviously having permanently unstoppable and a lot of zoning damage. Gazlo Grav Bomb later in the game could be very impactful as well.
Diablo banned out by Phoenix Rising Amethyst. And Ana once again. Okay, let's see who's going to be in the game. Is it going to be a Sonya prioritized once again? Full Sky is all about point control, accessorizing.
Our world is worth fighting for.
May.
And they are going to deny the May, as we talked about previously, a contested pick between these two teams.
May bouncing back and forth.
Fight time!
One of your favorite assassins making an appearance, Jaina, with one of my favorite healers, Brightwing.
So I like mages on this map a lot, and Jaina does a very good job applying slows, AoE damage. Be very nasty.
Do you think Jaina is sort of under the radar right now when it comes to mages?
I think that she's overlooked a lot. She used to be very, very meta before, but I think her power is still the same as it used to be, if not even more powerful with some of her new build diversity.
Alright, we have Malthael making a return as well as Deckard. And Raynor was banned out by Bull Moose Party. Final ban coming right up. Any predictions?
We'll see if they get rid of that Kel'Thuzad. Oh, they're gonna leave it up.
Dun dun dun. ETC banned out. More afraid of the frontline annoyance than the backline annoyance, perhaps.
They do see the Jaina as well, so maybe they're under the assumption that BMP wouldn't want to run a double mage, but you never know what could happen.
We saw double mage in our own set very recently. Muradin and Greymane, that seems like a pretty strong rotation. Greymane should help out with getting all those critical camps in a timely fashion. Muradin did get some changes today, didn't he? Yeah, he did. So
He did receive a few.
I wonder how those will play into things.
I play to win.
Ooh, Diva, very strong on this map, as is Sylvanas.
Forsaken.
Sylvanas, of course, can buff the turrets, make them even deadlier, also graphically larger, so they can just be physically imposing in a visual kind of way.
Yes.
Yes, Winter Rose with the final pick of game number 2.
Glory to the Horde.
And it will be Thrall. So KTZ is not a must-play for Bull Moose Party.
No, maybe they're also not wanting it to become a permaban, even though it kind of already was.
Right, just
before tonight's game. Maybe
just
they're trying
sprinkle
to
it in there a little bit.
show some other stuff to lure people away from banning it.
Right. All right. So let's talk about these drafts overall.
Overall, I really like the draft on the side of Bull Moose Party. The zone control is, again, nice from Amethyst with May plus Deckard, but I think the combo potential and the quick engage blow-up potential from Bull Moose Party is going to be very hard to play into, even for the May. They have Curse Bullet from Greymane, they have Muradin Stun, they have Jaina Blizzard and Slows, a Polymorph, and then an Earthquake to boot. Once they're in a fight, Amethyst is just not going to be able to get out of there. And I think the damage and the combo potential favors the side of Bull Moose Party.
All right. Go ahead and lead us off with the blue party, won't you? Blue team.
All right. For the blue team, we have Sparhawk on Diva, Sylvester Chung on Melthael, Tomgen on May, Eldat playing Sylvanas, and Little Barista on Deckard.
Maybe you can hit the red team as well.
And on the side of the red team, we have Toast Monster on Muradin, Winter Rose on Thrall, Iggy68 on Greymane, Carrizo playing the Brightwing, and Mass Assassin on Jaina.
Well done, Karama. We have Winter Rose already parked in bottom lane. And so, we have a 5v4 in the middle. Those familiar scrolls coming out from Deckard. Sparhawk taking a good bit of damage to their mech right away. Interesting that Diva's top and Thrall is bot. Usually see a top mid rotation from a four person configuration, right?
Yes, you usually do. Bot lane technically is the solo lane here. They do have the Malthael though, so I think they're drafting that Diva as a 4-man bruiser.
Intriguing. Can't wait to see how that plays out. Tomgin hanging out in mid for just a bit. Now checking the support camp. Nobody's there. Phoenix Rising Amethyst, the first ones to grab one of those turrets. But Bull Moose Party have started on their fortification camp as well. And right now it's still just early days. It's still XP. You want to play clean. You want to be first to 4 if you can. And right now it looks like the team in blue might get there first. It's very close.
Yes, we saw a lot of this in Game 1 too, where the macro was higher priority for the side of Amethyst, and Bull Moose Party was playing more aggro and aggressive, looking for kills.
Sure enough, hand in hand with what you just said, the siege camp was taken by Amethyst. It's still waiting to be taken on the right side of the map. Looks like that's going to happen pretty soon though. But while Bull Moose Party are working on siege camp, guess who's taking the support camp? It's going to be the team that took their siege first.
I like this play from Amethyst as well. It's a play I like to run myself, especially if I have something that can grant me vision, like a Tyrande or a Lunara. If you get your siege camp out early and then reveal that they're on their camp, it just gives you a free ability to push in onto that heal camp and take it for yourselves.
Tomgin in a little bit of trouble there, very wisely puts a blizzard down to sort of zone themselves to safety, but took a little bit of help from their friends to get up. Now the objective is up. First team to get to 100% will summon the Tree Glove Protector. It's a giant robot that they will pilot. Top camp is starting to get some value. But Bull Moose Party going to move on in and aggress. They see a play on May, who still has the healing camp. Tomgin didn't seem to be very afraid of that particular engage. They didn't pop, they didn't hit their F key and drop the heal camp in fright or anything like that. And sure enough, they got out just fine. Sylvester Chung might be in a little bit of trouble. Jaina throwing out some damage, but not quite connecting. And Amethyst is going to get another turret. They want to
do
get
have an item advantage here, and that's very nice, as they were able to pick up these camps a little bit faster than the other team.
We do see Mercenary Queen was chosen by Sylvanas, so they're wanting to get some value from that talent for sure. And this is going to be a full-on fight, it looks like. All hands on deck. Sparhawk getting things started, zipping around in the mech. Out comes a giant root. That's 4 stuns. Jaina's going to die. So is Muradin. 3 quick kills.
Wow.
And that's all she wrote.
That was.
Game changer right there. Early game changer. They prevent the 100%. That leaves the red team at 99. Pointus Interruptus.
It also gives them a level lead with those kills.
Oh yeah, full level lead. 9-8. 3 kills to 0 for Amethyst. Looking to take this to a game 3. They're at 96% on the Tree Glove. Toast Monster, Winter Rose, and Krizzo moving into the root. Out comes the May Blizzard.
Very nice combo onto the Brightwing there.
And it results in Brightwing getting blown up. Muradin super... Oh, I was Thrall, sorry. Wrong hero. Thrall getting blown up, and the Tree Glove dropping from the sky. it's going to be blue.
Amethyst making great use of their CC there. I think that BMP will have a much better fare in these fights post-10 with their combo abilities as well.
The Ice Wall coming out and the Tree Glove Laser just a little bit too early. Sweeping across the frozen Jaina before she popped out of the wall. So as we usually see, Tree Glove did a little bit of work mid, took out the well top to prepare for the next objective phase. And it's almost going to be destroyed here in just a moment. Sparhawk losing their mech in the process. Amethyst almost got the fort top though. That's pretty good.
And with 10s, they are going to move on to the heal camp.
Bull Moose Party have their 10s now. It's just in time for them to throw down.
Oh, and what a steal by Muradin on the heal camp.
Leaping in, taking it. The Ice Wall's in there. Muradin's going to die, but not before dropping the heal camp. Brightwing going down. Pesky little bit of play there from Muradin. Was it worth, though? 2 deaths for that. That's going to get Amethyst just that much closer to 13. They're now 2 levels up. Another turret is taken by the blue team. And the red team does the same almost simultaneously. And top 4 finished off by Phoenix Rising Amethyst, who have also begun their siege camp. Sort of a half-hearted little lob of damage at Tomgan that time, in contrast to some of the earlier aggressions we saw into May earlier that didn't quite pay off. So, what do you think Bull Moose Party needs to do at this stage to get back into it? Down 13 to 11, 7 kills to 0.
I think they just need to either look for a quick pick, or they can take. I think they have the ability to take a fight and win it with their combo if they are the ones to do the initial push. I think with Muradin being in there with Earthquake and Bullets and Water Elemental, that they have the ability to kind of collapse on them and get a lot of damage.
Oh, the Ice Wall. It's a lovely setup, but actually May is going to be the first one to die, and Deckard, quite the counterpunch. 4 deaths, almost a complete team wipe.
And that's exactly what they needed. They collapsed on the bot, they blew all their ults, and as you can see, they do have that wombo potential.
And yeah, just like that, they're back in it. They have level 13s. They're only a level down, no longer trailing in terms of talent tier. Really well done by Bull Moose Party. And they're going to go ahead and try to even up the building score too. That's going to be 5 buildings left for each team now after that exchange.
Power routed to the terminal. Control it and you can pilot the protector.
Momentum seems to be with Bull Moose Party just a little bit after that. Objective is up though at the top of the map, and Amethyst are already there. Starting to increase their percentage. They're at 10% already. Bull Moose Party now on equal talent, or equal levels, 14 to 14. Let's see if they can continue. Tomgan moving in. There's another Ice Wall on one member of the red team. Blinded and stunned. Stay a while and listen. Greymane is blown up. Sylvester Chung and Tomgan have to get out. May can't. That's going to be 1 kill to 1 kill so far. Diva bumping some people around, gets polymorphed. Sparhawk has their mech still at 500 health. It's anybody's objective at this point. 4 versus 4, although the blue team does not have their tank. That's going to allow Bull Moose Party to hang out on the point and start counting up.
Looks
Yeah.
like Amethyst is just going to elect to pick up 16s here and then probably re-engage.
This will be 2 turrets for them with the Sylvanas, so that re-engage could be pretty good. As well as the 16 that you just mentioned, if they can get there in time. Bull Moose Party also looking for 16. They're sending a couple people to gather some more globes. Phoenix Rising Amethyst now with 2 turrets moving top. Meanwhile, Bull Moose Party took their top camp. Sylvester Chung's already in. Along with Sparrock and Tomgan, Ice Wall comes out. Earthquake, and that's a quick Jaina blow up. Thrall in trouble. Last Rites. Finish him off. Two very quick kills. So once again, we have a back and forth flow between these two teams. 10 kills to 5. The red team is at 99%, but it looks like Tree Glove is going to be won ultimately by Phoenix Rising Amethyst. Where will they go with it? Deckard and
Blue
Diva
team has taken control of
jump
our
into the
protector.
mech, and they're just going to go ahead and push to top lane.
Looks like they're going to look for the keep here. The other play they could have gone for is prepping bot lane for the next objective.
Seems like they're just going to be all in on this lane though.
Middle slain.
Sylvanas getting destroyed. Cursed Bullet, and May is no more. So that's definitely something you can do if the other team wins the objective. Two of their heroes are sort of caught in this slow robot. You can just fight past it, get some kills. Bull Moose Party did just that. They see Sylvester Chung too far forward.
Middle slain.
And blown up. Muradin finishing that kill. 3 deaths. So who really won that objective?
It looks like the momentum is swinging into the side of BMP with those 3 kills. They should be able to get some structures taken here, even up the map, and be in a very good spot looking into the next objective.
The protector has been destroyed.
They've also closed the XP gap
Combat data.
and can potentially win the race to 20.
This fort will help with that. If they can manage to finish it off. I'm not sure if they're going to stick around for it. They are still at 5-4 in hero count, with Malthael still in the naughty bin. But they back up, they take the support camp, a little bit of macro. Maybe they're saying, let's just try to get 20 first. Maybe not. Looks like we might have a camp invade, so they're not afraid to fight here.
They do have all their ultimates up, so they do have that hard kill pressure.
Yes, Earthquake. I heard the bullet come out. Diva having to pop out of her mech, used her bomb, and then was blown up. Iggy68 gets teleported onto by Brightwing just in time. And so far, yes, that will be a 1 kill to 0 outcome.
Now they have the lead on the race to 20 as well, and item advantage for next objective.
So it seems like team aggression is starting to pull ahead just a little bit over Team Macro. Although maybe not. The XP is now once again neck and neck. Tomgan and Little Barista and LDAP looking at bottom well, trying to get set up for the 3rd objective phase, which will be at the bottom of the map. And most of red team are still top lane, so that well should... yes, it is an easy
Maybe
kill.
overstaying here. They're about to be collapsed upon top.
Oh, we'll see. Yes, Iggy68 is going... Oh, Curse Bullet comes out. Here comes the Root, catches 2 members of MVP. But here comes all that damage from the red team. Muradin with the punch. Stay a while comes out. Malthael falls. Tomgan trying to slide to safety, but that leaves little Barista in trouble. And Deckard and May join Malthael. And this is going to be a keep push.
So I really liked that Amethyst was trying to get value in the bot lane when they saw everybody top from the side of BMP, but they just overstayed a little bit too long, allowing them to be collapsed upon, and BMP took a great fight and came out on top.
The heal camp is dropped. Muradin with the leap over and the punch, and that's going to be Malthael dead. Another punch on LDAP. Follow-up is there. And that's going to be a full team wipe. And it looks like we're going to have a 2-0 domination by Bull Moose Party. Yes, the GGs are coming out. What is it? 15%? GG. Ooh boy, what do you think of that finish? I love it when teams, they smell blood in the water, they make the core call, and they make good on it. No win to end a game, you know what I mean? Feels good.
Yes, well played.
If you're on the winning side, it feels good.
Exactly. Well played by both teams. I think both these games had a potential to go either way. We saw the bloodthirst from the side of BMP. They are hungry for kills. And on the side of Amethyst, they were hungry for XP, kind of a little bit of different play style there. Amethyst electing to push in bot there it was nice to get that well, maybe get a little bit of damage onto the fort, but when they saw the rotation coming from top lane, they needed to get out of there, and I think they overstayed. You know, you have that enticing factor of the Sylvanas trait, so you're like, I want to get value on this fort, but as such, they stayed a little bit too long and got hard engaged on, and they had some nice ults in there to try to help them peel, but it just wasn't enough, and BMP took advantage of the positioning of Amethyst in that situation.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what comms were like for Amethyst during that push onto the bottom well. You know, were there calls to maybe leave a little bit earlier, or were they debating should we maybe take down the whole fort? Who knows? Brightwing with 76k healing, Deckard with 26k, XP, Malthael 14k, Greymane 13k, and highest hero damage, LDAP with Sylvanas 43k, Jaina finishing up with 38k by Mass Assassin, 10 kills for Phoenix Rising Amethyst, 15 for Bull Moose Party in a 16-minute 52-second Volskaya Foundry. Then, once again, that's a 2-0 domination for the team in red. Let's see if we can get the customary post-game chat with someone from Bull Moose Party. Should we skip down to one of the... Let's see, maybe lobby 2.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty. Alright, let me see here. What do you think about the Mei from game 1 to game 2? In terms of the effect she had
on both sides. There was the avalanche that we saw in game 1 comboed very nicely with the Kel'Thuzad, and then in game 2 we actually saw the ice wall coming out, which was also well played. Did very nice zoning out and splitting the other team up with that ice wall to empower their engage and isolate people from the side of BP.
Just taking a look at the talents as well as we wait our interview. It's pretty fun to see Haymaker coming out from Muradin in an NGS game.
Yes, and actually got some very good value with it, especially at level 20 there, getting 2 of them off consecutively on that keep push, just jumping in and punishing.
Yeah, high value. It looks like we have Winter Rose from...
Hello.
Oh, hello. Congratulations on your 2-0 domination tonight. How are you feeling?
Thank you. Good. Not as good as I want to, but it was good. It was good. I'm just gonna say it was good.
Why is that? Was it more hard fought than you thought, or?
I play 2
Not
characters
deprived.
that I don't normally play.
Oh, okay.
And so I just have all this built up anxiety that you now get to witness.
Nice. Well, maybe we could start off with that. So in game 1, tell us about your perspective playing a hero you don't normally play and how that went for you.
So we knew that they liked a Leo Deathwing combo. So that's why we banned Leo right away. So we knew we were giving them Deathwing. And we just wanted someone who could kill him pretty quickly. And I've dabbled a little bit here and there with Malthael, and I kind of offered myself up as tribute and fumbled through it. I was kind of like reading talents as I was going on, and I was like, oh, I think I picked the wrong one. And then
Oh no.
the beginning of the game was kind of a mess. It felt like a mess anyway until we kind of got together at the end, and were able to get a few kills here and there.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a question for game 1, Kurama?
I thought game 1 was pretty well played. Your team's combo with the Kel'Thuzad and the May Avalanche, is that something that you guys have practiced thoroughly? It looked like the coordination there was pretty on point.
We like May, and usually KTZ gets banned. No one likes Toast playing KTZ, and he even said he picked the wrong talent. So it was kind of just the luck of the draw tonight with that. But those are 2 characters that our team does play consistently. So it just seemed like we practiced really, really well this week.
Yeah, it was definitely very impactful. Very nice setup from your side.
Game 2, you did not go for the KTZ. I think we might have both been a little surprised by that, since it was banned out so much earlier in the season, and you did well with it in game 1.
Yeah, we had a specific plan. We knew that they were going to go double bruiser. We knew that they were going to go double bruiser from the first game.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had tried this Jaina Gray Mane comp. It's kind of just a very basic, we know it does a lot of damage. There's burst, there's estate, there's just enough to go around for everyone. And so we just kind of wanted to stick with something we knew, since the first game started off so rocky, but then the second game also was rocky.
I was going to ask about that. It seemed like the early game, Phoenix Rising Amethyst were definitely like, hey, we want game 3 here. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about how you overcame that sort of early game adversity. There were a couple of really choice engages from your team that really turned things around.
Yeah, so we assumed we were going to be ultra aggressive for both games in the beginning. And what we didn't, expect was them to be just as aggressive, because we did see the first game that they played, and they were kind of backing off, didn't really have a decision, even though it was only the first game. And so Toast, who is our shot caller, was like, we're just going to go invade this camp. And then we basically all died. And at some point, right after 10 on both games, we were like, okay, everyone stop talking. What are we doing? what's our plan? Take a deep breath. We got to figure this out because this is obviously not going the way we want it to go.
It's nice to hear. Sometimes teams can just sort of collapse on each other, tear each other to shreds, but it sounds like you have a really calm and collected bunch.
We do our therapy sessions after every game. so we just try to balance it out, no matter if it's good, no matter if it's bad, if we won, if we lost. We try to improve with everything, try to say what we can do better. And, even if we lose completely, we try to say something that we did good. If it was picking one character that we did good, it's one good thing.
Yeah, the season's definitely a journey. So if you start having trouble in that respect early on, that's a bigger problem than losing any particular set. So yeah, I like to hear.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I try to keep it very positive. I think they want to kill me for it, but we try. That's all we can do.
All right, Karama, what do you have for game 2?
A couple things in game 2. Just looking at your team's draft, I have to ask if the Thrall was pre-planned there. I personally like Thrall with Jaina a lot, either as a 4-man bruiser or off lane. Combos well, like if you get a stun from a tank and then just Thrall root into Jaina blow up. Was that something that your team thought about, or was it like kind of a decision that was made during draft, or was it pre-planned?
So we practiced it once last night, and it worked well. And I didn't like any of my other bruisers, so I was like, if we can get multiple roots, it'll stop the Sylvanas from flying all over the place. It'll stop any character. I think it's the best way to go. And everyone was just telling me you can do a good job. Our Jaina is solid, so they weren't worried about him. And it was all about whether I could get the roots, which I missed a lot of. But that's okay. It's okay.
Well, it was still impactful. I was mentioning in draft and then in game, like you guys were struggling early on. I was mentioning that post 10 with your engage, stuns, poly, earthquake, Jaina slows, Greymane bullet, that you guys were going to be pretty scary post 10, and it looks like that worked out very well for you.
Yeah, all we had to do was get to 10, and it was a little bit of a struggle. No doubt about that.
And then the other thing I would like to comment on, and maybe you could provide some insight, I'm not sure, seeing how you're not the player themselves, but I noticed early on in that game that Krizzo on the Brightwing, the stuns that were coming in from Mei, from her Blizzard, it looked like Krizzo was like doing everything in his power to just protect the team and popped his trait, but the trait was going off too soon because it doesn't act like a pre-cleanse, and then the stun was still impacting. But as the game went on, I noticed that the use of the trait was getting better, progressively better throughout the game. Was that something like that was, you guys like said something in the game, like in comms, like about the trait, or was it like self-recognition there to use that a little bit better later on?
I definitely don't think it was something specifically discussed, but it was something we were all missing everything. So I think after 10, that's when we said, okay, we gotta have quiet comms because everyone was saying everything they could think of. It was fun. And that, we needed to have one shot caller. What are your talents? Are they available? And then once we did that, it was much easier.
Very cool. Well, with the 3 points from tonight, that'll give you 5 on the season, if I'm not mistaken. Mosley and the Arcanauts are currently sitting in first place with 4 points, so you're right in the mix. I think there were a couple of other games today. Yeah, 3 other matches today. That's a busy day for Div West. So I'm not sure what the standings are right at this moment, but
as long as we're moving up, it should be good.
Actually, I just looked again. Yeah, so you're tied with Flint Tropics as of this moment at 5 points at the top of the table.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah, good start to the season. Karama, did you have anything else before we moved into shoutouts?
No, that wraps it up for me. Feel free to move on to the shoutouts.
All right, cool. Do you have any shoutouts you want to give tonight?
Well, I want to thank you for casting us. I want to thank the PRA for, 2 good games, and my team for not kicking me out today. That's it.
Oh, awesome. Well, it was a pleasure to cast. Super fun series. But yeah, congratulations once again on the domination, and it'll be fun to see what you end up doing with the rest of this season.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good night. All right, Karama, that'll do it for us as well tonight. I want to thank you again for joining me. I don't know if you wanted to tell people, where you can be reached on socials or what's going on with you or any shout outs before we head out.
Yes, I do stream occasionally, not much, but I can be Karama314 on Twitch or in the NGS Discord. I am in Division B with Cosmos Redshift, Karama #1903.
Awesome. Recently making a change from assassin to tank too, so that's an adventure. Cool. So let's get out of here, shall we?
Yes.
Thanks everybody for watching. I've been Odd Thought, and you have been Karama. We've been your hosts tonight. So thanks for joining us. It's been a fun set. Congratulations once again to Bull Moose Party for the domination, and we'll see you next cast. Have a good night, everybody.